woke up and the sky was like
apocalypse color. It was terrifying.
It was so weird. I woke up and I was thinking, that's gonna be like 6 o'clock, in the morning. It was like 10, and so I went back to sleep. Got back up at like noon, which I just don't do. I'm up. I'm
I know.
working.
I woke you up. I had to call you.
Yeah. It's just not a thing. And it just the sky was lying in all kinds of fucked up ways. And then I came out and everything's I got a 60-foot stage back here that's covered in.
It was terrifying.
It's covered in people's memories and their homes and beautiful forests and little deers, and it's kind of gnarly if you think about it. I mean, this state is burning from one end to the other. Oregon's getting a big bite. Washington State is on fire.
Yeah, even I know we have a lot of people affected in this shop.
That's right.
And Jesus Christ, we were just talking to Winston about it, and it's like he got moved to a shelter from his house, and all of a sudden he got moved again.
They moved him out of the shelter because the shelter became threatened.
Yeah, that's right. Be so crushed.
Yeah, they moved him further 30 miles out. Not 3 weeks ago, me and my chick were dealing with this down in the Monterey Bay area where the little Carmel Valley fire was creeping up. We could see it from the opposite side of the valley. And it's a super weird, lame thing to be happening. But people are pulling together and keeping care of each other, helping each other out. I know that in the case of Winston, they were able to get, and I know this has happened in Louisiana too, where they had the 2 hurricanes come on shore.
It was all the Red Cross.
The Red Cross are just reaching out and helping people out with, housing pets and doing all kinds, putting people into hotels and all this logistical and important work. So if you guys, you get an itch and you got a couple extra bucks burning a hole in your pocket, we highly recommend you donate to the Red Cross. They do some amazing work. They're keeping care of a few of our friends that are running from this thing and trying to, fingers crossed, like with Winston, who's just over 40 feet over there working on an S6L for us. We hope he's got a home to go to. So, he's
any
over here.
way you guys can donate and aid in that would be very much appreciated. Hi, Pat. It's good to see you.
Yeah, well, we got a couple. We got a Patrick, who's our good friend from Switzerland, and one of our guys we work with. And hi, Pat. It's great to see you. And Pat O'Doul, thanks, buddy. We're sending that package out to you now tomorrow.
Hey, shout out to Patrick O'Rourke, by the way, too.
Yeah,
that was awesome. We got some stickers from you.
Yeah.
One of them, we realized that one of them says COVID stole my festival 2020 and COVID stole my gigs 2020. We appreciate these.
In our case, it's actually both. We do festivals and gigs, and they blind stole them. Thank you, Patrick. We're sending you out a little goodie bag. I got the most wonderful girl in the world. I'm not kidding now. My Betty is.
Oh, I met her. She's a sweetheart.
She's like heavy as shit, right?
Out.
Oh, yeah, I really did well.
To deal with your shit, oh my God.
Right, and then there's that. And then there's that part. I mean, I wasn't even talking about that. But yeah, the kind of saintliness that, allows her to put up with my friggin' shenanigans. But, she got the sign. That was her deal. She's in business, and she does this in her private business that she owns, and so she knows about, kind of branding and getting swag in the house. She got us pens. We got pens. My face is on a pen. What the hell?
Vinny's got them for you.
And we got cups. Look at that. We got cups. And then we got business cards. I even put his name on a business card. I made up a title. I don't know. I put something about it was too naughty to
side shoes. Or something.
Yeah. I put Albatross. Go Albatross. We got comment cards. I've been waiting on the little blue and pink and whatever cards. Now I got my face everywhere. This is basically an extreme exercise in narcissism that's
really
happening right here, right now.
You're really pushing it.
Yeah. I'd like him to do an extreme close-up, but he won't do it. Because I've asked him over and over.
See, he zoomed in on your gut. He knew.
Yeah. So, we're doing some weird shit in here, and a lot of it's because my Betty's thinks outside the box, and it's super sweet of her. We love you. Thank you, honey.
What's going on with your AW users group?
Oh, okay. So, like I mentioned before, I I'm an administrator for the Backstage Pass. 6,000 guys in that one. Really tight kind of group. We keep to the core, real workers.
They're all focused, specific
they're working and retired badass roadie types. Then we got Death by Loadout, which is, it's more touristy, and we got a bunch of roadies, a bunch of our people in there too, but some of the Klingons, a little kicking around the service. So that got that one up to 14 grand. But we got this kind of a service site for one of our favorite vendors. You may be able to tell we have a love affair with EAW. We use many vendors, amazing gear. EAW happens to be one that I'm good friends with the people that run that and love this gear. So we're sitting in front of 24 EAW Anyas.
Yeah, it may or may not be a shout out to Bernie at all.
No, because his head's big enough, but that's the Bernie Broderick gear. And Tom Petty's rig actually behind us. So we wanted to mention a really good little group called EAW Users Group. It's an open group on Facebook. And if you're down with the EAW products and the EAW way of doing things, you might jump over there and check it out. It's a cool little page. It's got some great shots of some applications of their gear, and they're a hell of a company and one of America's finest. Enough said. Shoot over there if you're so inclined.
You know what else we got going that we didn't mention?
Right, remind me.
We got the Lovers and Strangers stuff dropping on Sunday.
That's where I was going to skip right by it. Not on purpose, but just fun.
Well, it's a big deal. We've been working on this for a while.
Yes, we have put a lot of hours, particularly, Michael Brown, to be fair. Michael Brown, our director, our co-executive producer, really spent, I want to say 80 hours on this thing, clipping it down from, I think it was like 29 incredible. Songs into a viewable live project that took place in this very space, and we threw in a drum riser and all the, bells and whistles. And it turned out phenomenal. And I think they're doing something coming up. Sunday at 8 a.m. for the international broadcast and 1 p.m.
Yep, you got it.
For the kind of national broadcast.
If you guys want to check it out, it's on Stage It. You just have to create an account. It's give what you can. I think the tickets are up there for like $3.50. So whatever you can give would be greatly appreciated.
It's worth it too. They really did. They're a heck of a fun band. Great guys, good friends, love them, and they did a great job. And I think we were able to capture it really well in the space that we've built here. And I think you guys will enjoy the ride. It'd be a good investment in your time. We sure hope you tune into it. As usual, we're always trying to get some interesting people in here. The goal of the show is to reach out to kind of have guests on that, or you've seen we've had some of the top videographers, definitely a lot of top badass audio guys, lighting guys, staging guys. We've got wardrobe people coming up to be on the show and talk about their craft and what that discipline in our business. We've got the world's best caterer coming. I know it sounds a little odd, but this guy's a badass. Steve is he's
I love that guy.
Man, and it's the food, really.
Right? The burritos once a week have been.
Yeah, he rolls in and hooks us up every so often in our production meetings and hangs out with us, and he's just a hell of a guy. He's got an account down the way, some corporate thing he dials them in, some rich people thing. But regardless, so of course what I'm trying to say is the goal of this show is to reach out to people that have a vast array of knowledge in the game, and some of us have spread our knowledge over many of the different kind of lanes that are in the audio part of this, and tonight's guest is a great example of that. He was born in LA and he later moved to Peru, I think when he was 5. He's got family down there, very musical family. He got into the game early on. He's since worked for some of the biggest, on either side. He's equally comfortable on the monitors or in front of house. He's worked with Christina Aguilera, Gwen Stefani, Enrique, both the Iglesias. There's Enrique and Julio, which are, these guys put ass. Brother.
How's it going, man?
Oh, buddy.
Thank you for inviting me and being here. It's awesome.
It really is our pleasure. Really, your resume reads like a who's who of the pop music world. It's impressive. It's fun. And we, again, trying to cover some bases here, Eddie. We reached out to you because you're in a special case. You occupy this kind of special lane. And we'll get into it. Again, I mentioned that you were born in LA and you moved off to Peru. Yep. Talk to us about your musical family. I know music comes natural to you.
It does. It's in our veins, as they say. My grandma on my dad's side, my dad, my cousins, everybody on our dad's side are in music,
Yes, sir.
My brother, my cousin bass players, my other brother's a drummer, producer, engineer here also in the Bay Area. So it was very natural to me to do that. And I had access to a lot of the equipment and to the art of mixing because my dad was also the owner of a like a nightclub restaurant that has shows with usually 5 different artists a night.
Wow.
One of the things that I noticed that I'm kind of persistent and maybe a little too confident, but the guy who was doing it at the time there, and I was like maybe 14 or so,
Okay.
he was like, it was always feeding back when he was doing it, and I would just go in and say, hey, excuse me, let me try something.
Sure.
And this is just out of me reading books that I would always buy from here from the States, reading books about sound and stuff. And I would go try things, and I would get rid of it. And my dad will notice, and the employees will notice, oh, when Eddie's doing it, there's no feedback. Like, it just works.
Right.
And of course, there was feedback because our speakers were set up behind the stage and like, or pointing at the stage.
Sure.
It was not the proper setup.
Sure.
But nevertheless, I got rid of it, and people started noticing, and I really discovered that passion of really doing this, and it came naturally. I was very fortunate, and I had access to the equipment. You know?
Yeah.
My dad had a 4-track and things, so I would always record him and learn and do things like that. Or
Sounds very organic. Very,
it was. And,
like you said, naturally.
Very, very lucky to be able to be around it, surrounded by it.
Yeah, my brother and myself grew up very luckily in a very, very musical household, and that led to us being really interested in music, and later, going to shows and staying too long and ended up pushing gear, and it's a very similar thing. I know that you, and you're going to have to help me with the name, but in 2001, you were a part of a band that won an ASCAP for Best Independent Group called?
Orisha.
Orisha. Talk to me about that. What was that?
When I moved to the Bay Area, I was, my brother was here already, my cousin, and they got together with this guy named Rowan Jimenez, who was the leader of the band Orisha at the time, Latin rock kind of vibe, alternative rock, if you will. And I started mixing the band first.